So in this series, we're going to discuss the 10 commandments, and today's video will focus on the first and the greatest commandment. For anyone who is not aware, that commandment is specifically stated out in Matthew 22, 36 and 37. You see, one of the Pharisees, he came to ask Yeshua, what is the greatest commandment in the law? And then Yeshua, or Jesus, then goes and answers him, says it is to love God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, and with all your strength. Comment below if you know what book and verse Yeshua was speaking from in the Bible whenever he quoted that. This isn't the first time this has been said, but let's continue. This also falls in line with you shall have no other gods over your God. Loving God sounds simple enough, right? But what does it actually mean to love God? How do you actually show God that you love him? Does it simply mean that you go to church every Sunday and open up your Bible from time to time whenever you need to or feel a need for yourself? Or does it mean that you accept Jesus into your life and you continue living like the rest of the world? God forbid. Listen, don't take my words for it. Let's take what is spoken of and inspired to be written of in the Bible by God. John chapter 14, verse 21. This is Yeshua speaking. He that has my commandments and keeps them, it is he that loves me and shall be loved by my Father. Yeshua then exclaims that he is also keeping the Father's commandments and abiding in his love in John chapter 15, verse 10, stating that if you keep my commandments, you shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. The Bible is a collection of scrolls that is not complete without the beginning, aka the Old Testament or the Old Covenant. There are plenty of occasions that prove the beginning is still relevant today. Do not forget that every prophecy has not been fulfilled, and there are clear statements made that still stand true for us today. But that's for a different video. So now I must ask, does it mean we can live a free-willing, sinful life and trodden on the blood of our Messiah? Again, God forbid. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26 through 29. For if we sin willfully after we have received the knowledge of the truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sins, but a certain fearful expectation of judgment and fiery indignation, which will devour the adversaries. Anyone who has rejected Moses' laws dies without mercy on the testament of 2 or 3 witnesses. Of how much worse punishment do you suppose will he be thought worthy of who has trampled the Son of God underfoot, counted the blood of the covenant by which he was sanctified an unholy thing, and have done despite the Spirit of grace? Therefore, we abstain from sin. We turn away from it. If we mess up, it's under God's grace and the blood of our Messiah that we are not currently suffering the punishment we deserve. But again, I want to clarify that we do not get to live in sin like the rest of the world. God's commandments are throughout your entire Bible. We have to read it and apply the words of God to our life every day, and we have to continue to abstain from sin. Remember the WWJD bracelets, the What Would Jesus Do? Let's reapply this back to our lives and follow the commandments of God too. This is how we show love to the Father. This is how we show that we love him and abide in his love, by keeping his commandments. Seek truth, my people.